Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings be upon everyone watching, tuning in, participating in, or even thinking of SalamFest 2021, Renewal. My name is Emkew, and I'll be your host for this very special digital edition of SalamFest. Before we begin, SalamFest would love to acknowledge that we celebrate Islamic and multicultural arts on Bunwurrung, Woiwurrung, and Wurundjeri lands, cared for and tended to by the traditional custodians, people of the Kulin Nation. Intercultural harmony is critical for our growth as a species, and we wish to acknowledge and pay our respects to Indigenous elders past, present, and emerging. SalamFest would also like to express our gratitude for the support shown by the Victorian State Government, along with recognizing our work through the Excellence in Arts Award, which is a prestigious honor for us. The state government continues to facilitate the celebration of Islamic arts through SalamFest, and we're proud to grow our program for the people of Victoria and across the world. As this year draws to a close, SalamFest wanted to bring together Islamic artists in a new format, placing various disciplines and art forms side by side to tell a story of renewal. After the devastation and difficulty that so many have faced in the past 2 years, we felt it important to begin to write a new narrative to arise from what's left of our world today. In this event, you will see Islamic arts from around the world, from a range of disciplines, telling a story of our shared past, present, and future. We drew inspiration from the indigenous practice of backburning, in which small parcels of bushland are deliberately burnt off during the colder months to help prevent catastrophic bushfires during the hot and dry seasons. This practice had been performed on the land for countless generations before non-indigenous colonial settlement, at which point it became misunderstood, demonized, and outlawed. The most exciting part of the practice is the understanding that no destruction is permanent. Out of the ashes of burnt-off land spring new gums, wattles, bushes, trees, grass, and a wide range of animals that new bushland attracts. The deliberate destruction of parts of the environment that could be harmful to the entire system leads to new life, new opportunity, and a new future. Renewal. In this program, we're going to approach renewal in 3 stages. We'll begin with remembrance, paying homage to art forms that have come before us and that we hope will persist long into the future. Then, we will enter reflection, a chance to take stock of our present state, look in the mirror, and understand who we are today. And, when we're ready, we move into renewal, a vision for how we step out into the world of 2022 and beyond, and the kind of world we want to be a part of. Thank you for joining us for SalamFest 2021, Renewal. Tonight's theme of renewal is about how we move forward into a new world. But to do that, we need to understand where we come from. By understanding the sounds, places, and feelings that connect generations across centuries, we establish a direct link with the successes and hardships of others. By remembering what came before us, we can learn from and improve the ideas that brought us to where we are today. I invite you to treat this section as a slow submersion in the waters of renewal. Allow the words, sounds, and ideas to wash over and through you. Soak yourself in the memories of our ancient Islam. Let's remember. We begin tonight in Jerusalem, an ancient and holy city, home to many of the most sacred sites of our Abrahamic religions. Chief among these sites is Al-Aqsa Masjid, a beautiful and grand mosque where people have offered prayers for over 1400 years. Tonight, we are joined by the Imam of this wonderful and holy site to share his dua for SalamFest and the year to come, inshallah. Let's join Sheikh Mazen Ahram to begin our proceedings.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.
From Jerusalem, the city of the peace, we send salam for every human in this world, especially from the Aqsa Mosque, the place of Isra Mi'raj for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we want to fly from the Aqsa Mosque to the Australia, to everywhere in this world, to give a piece of salam for everyone in this world. And what happened last 2 years, most of all the people are suffer from 19 COVID corona. But inshallah, this will be finished and we return back to the new life and to start again. And we must have take a good lessons from our experience in this area and in everywhere to help each others. And corona is very dangerous for all the people. And it's a big enemy for the humanity. So we must come back to our humanity and to share each other with everything in this life, to live for the second day is more better, more healthy, more good relation between all the people in this world. SalamFest, it's mean many, many things for me. When I visit Australia and everywhere I visit, maybe for more 40 countries in this world, we shared each other with a good relation between all the people in this world, and we start to build a good bridge between us and all the people in that world. This is our message of the Islam. The Islam tells us to be as a friend with all the people in this area. During 2 years, last 2 years, it was very sensitive and was very, very bad situation when we saw our brothers are suffer from the corona, from the disease, from the bad situation. This is make for me especially to make what we can help all the people here, what we can give all the people in this area, what we can share us in all the humanity in the world and everywhere. So this is a good lesson for me to build a good peace with all the people, either for the trees, for the animals, for the people, for everyone in this world. So is our letter in that time, we try now, we have a good experience today. We try to make a good relations between all the people to build for tomorrow, to open schools. We last 2 years, we learned by the Zoom in the computer, no touch, we can't move because it was very dangerous. We from corona, and we try to to sit in our home, to many things. When I remember this, I feel suffer. But this is like a bad dream. When I go to sleep and see a bad dream in my night, I feel that is how I explain it to you. But now we want to get up to build a new relation between us and all the humanity, to return back as all we are brothers. So I try to give a message for all the people here. The political things is very bad word, but when we want to try to live as a humanity in this area and in everywhere, in Australia, in Germany, in Paris, in British, in everywhere, we must know that the message from Allah to send for us to make a good peace and salam for everyone. This is small chapter of our experience, what happened 2 last years. And inshallah, I think we can succeed and we can start again. And we want to get up what happened in the last 2 years. Inshallah, everything will be as good. And inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us more healthy and more power to help each other to reach a good point. And what happened in the last time is give us a good lesson to make a good relation for all the people. This is small things what we can talk about. A saint here in Jerusalem, in the Mount of Tur, far away, about 1 kilometer from the Al-Aqsa Mosque, a lady, her grave, we called her Raba al-Adawiyya. Raba al-Adawiyya, once upon a time, they asked her, Rabia, look, what you are hate, what you are love. She said that my heart is full of love. There is no place to hate each other. We try to follow her. You see, this is the love. When we have in our heart full of love, there is no place to hate each other. This is the Islam. This is what I understand, what our Islam teach us. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sahaba kiram ridwanullah alayhim, all the people like you, my brother. When I looking at your smile, you see, I remember my God. You see, when you are smile and I see you are smiling, this is like hug of love. You see, this is the Islam. You see, inshallah, as soon as possible, we can build a good bridge for peace. inshallah. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. ربنا واجعلنا مسلمين لك ومن ذريتنا أمة مسلمة لك وأرنا مناسكنا وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. اللهم إني أسألك من الخير كله عاجله وآجله ما علمت منه وما لم أعلم وأعوذ بك من الشر كله عاجله وآجله ما علمت منه وما لم أعلم. اللهم إني أسألك الخير لجميع الناس والسلام والمحبة والأمن والأمان والإطمئنان for all the people, inshallah. God bless you, my brother. Give salam to all the people in your country, in everywhere, inshallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala رضي الله عنكم جميعا ونشكركم على هذا اللقاء. Thank you for this short meeting, and it's a big pleasure for me to meet you, my brother. And inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are waiting you in the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Al-Quds al-Sharif, maybe as soon as possible, inshallah.
Jazakallah khairan, Sheikh. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله. جزاك الله خير. بارك الله فيكم. سلامي لكم. أحبتي لكم جميعا. سلامي لكم.
A beautiful reiteration of the Islamic messages of Salam for everyone. Jazakallah khair to Sheikh Mazen Ahram for his sweet words, reminding us of the basics of our faith and an optimistic view of the future, inshallah. I especially resonated with the story of Rabia al-Adawiyya and the idea of having a heart so full of love that there's no room to hate. We now move to our first performance of this event. If you're watching this as part of the premiere event on YouTube, you can actually use the chat box on the side to communicate with other viewers and share your messages and thoughts as we go. The chat is monitored, and we invite all participants to be courteous, positive, and kind. Please get in touch with SalamFest if you encounter any issues or concerns during or after the show. Tonight's first performance is the epitome of remembrance. Many of you may already be familiar with Farid Ayaz Ensemble, a world-renowned Qawwali group from Pakistan with over 700 years of family practice in their veins. Their shows are legendary, and their ability to bring any venue to life with their harmonies, their passion, and their full sound is well known. I had the pleasure of recording a private performance of theirs for SalamFest. At this event, I bumped into a young man around my age who spoke so highly of Qawwali and the need to preserve it. I invited him to introduce this performance. So please, enjoy this terrific introduction of Farid Ayaz Ensemble by the young Faizan, Khalid, Mohsin, Siddiqui.
आप लोग सबसे इजाज़त तलब करते हैं कि महफिल शुरू करें।
At the very beginning, why don't you tell me about who you are?
So my name is Faizan. I basically grew up in Pakistan till I was like around 12, 13 years old, and I loved music when I was here. And then we had to go to Canada. Basically, my parents took me there. I started hearing Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan in the house, in the TV, and this was so amazing for me. So it was a lot of fun looking at the interaction, not only just like the song, but also the interaction.
Why do you think it's important to preserve traditional music?
It's extremely important because traditional music, we think of traditional music as just traditional music. We think of it as old music, purane zamane ka song. But in fact, there is so much culture, Tazeen imbued in it, that losing or not paying homage or not safeguarding it is literally like losing a part of the culture. So that is a vital part of our culture. And I used to say, what is Pakistani culture, what is Muslim culture, what is our culture in general. Our culture is so rich since like Babur and the conquerors. This Qawwali has grown, this music preserving is very important because diversity is so beautiful. It's not something ingenious. It's just a different perspective which you wouldn't have had if you didn't have a different view of things. So I think you should preserve your culture, and finding out your culture and being proud in your culture is just amazing. And people appreciate you more than you think they will appreciate you. Qawwali comes from call. Call means to tell, to remind. So this Qawwali is literally a reminder not only of the messages of amazing messages preserved in Quran, but also now I think it's become a call to our culture. In Qawwali, the main thing is the meaning of the words, is the call, is what you're trying to say. When I was listening to Main Kya Tha, Mujhe Kya Bana Diya Tune, I really realized like I was just a kid who was pretty bad at studies and everything, and now Alhamdulillah I own a company doing AI, artificial intelligence, and Main Kya Tha aur Mujhe Kya Bana Diya Tune. So it gives you perspective of your own life on what, and that's why I specifically asked them to sing this, because it touched me so much, so that it could touch others.
जबरूती तुझे से बिंदा हर सर तेरे सजदे में सनम करता हर सर तेरे सजदे में सरफ गंदा है हर सर तेरे हर सर तेरे सजदे में सरफ गंदा है या रब जबरूती तुझसे बिंदा है या रब जबरूती तुझसे जबरूती तुझे बिंदा है हर सर तेरे सजदे में सरफ गंदा है हर सर तेरे सजदे में सरफ गंदा है तौहीद के मौनी तौहीद के मौनी यही कहता है नबी यही कहता है दबीर तौहीद के मौनी यही कहता है दबीर क्या जो तेरे सिवा है वो तेरा बनता है बहुत ऐसे हैं कि जो इल्म हुनर रखते हैं बहुत ऐसे हैं कि जो लाल गोहर रखते हैं बहुत ऐसे हैं कि जो तेग तबर रखते हैं हम फकत तेरी करीमी पे नजर मैं क्या था मैं क्या था मुझे क्या बना दिया तूने क्या था मुझे क्या बना दिया तूने मेरे मौला क्या था मुझे क्या बना दिया खता पर खता हुई मुझसे ये मेरा सर खता पर खता हुई ये मेरा सर ये मेरा सर ओ मेरे मौला ये मेरा सर मेरे मौला मेरे मौला मेरे मौला ये मेरा सर ये मेरा सर क्या ये खता पर खता हुई मुझसे ये मेरे करम पर करम किया तूने ये तेरे करम पर करम किया तूने ओ ये मेरा सर खता पर खता हुई मुझसे ये मेरा सर हाँ ये मेरा सर ये मेरा सर ये मेरा सर ये मेरा सर खता पर खता हुई मुझसे ये तेरी करम पर करम किया तूने ओ अपना बल्ले कुछ नहीं मेरे बल्ले जे मेरे खामिला जे मैंने खा जे मैं खा जे मैंने खा जे मैंने खा ओ जे मैंने खा अमला बल्ले कुछ नहीं मेरे बल्ले जे मेरे खामिला बल्ले कुछ नहीं मेरे बल्ले और जेवे खातिर रहमत बल्ले 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 जेवे खातिर रहमत बल्ले 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 हो जे मेरे खा अमला बल्ले कुछ नहीं मेरे बल्ले जे मेरे खा अमला बल्ले कुछ नहीं मेरे बल्ले जे मेरे खा अमला बल्ले कुछ नहीं मेरे बल्ले हो जेवे खातिर रहमत बल्ले 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 जेवे या रब मेरे गुनाह ज्यादा है या तेरी रहमत मेरे गुनाह ज्यादा है या तेरी रहमत करीम तू ही बता दे हिसाब करके मुझे ये मेरा सर ये मेरा सर खता पर खता हुई मुझसे ये तेरी करम पर करम किया तूने इसी अदा पे 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 तेरी मिट गए हैं दीवाने इसी अदा पे तेरी मिट गए हैं दीवाने इसी अदा पे 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 तेरी मिट गए हैं दीवाने इसी अदा पे तेरी मिट गए इसी अदा पे तेरी मिट गए हैं दीवाने इसी अदा पे तेरी मिट गए हैं दीवाने कौन सी लबर खता हुई तो खता हुई तो खता को छुपा लिया तूने खता हुई तो खता को छुपा लिया तूने और इसी अदा पे तेरी मिट गए हैं दीवाने इसी अदा हो इसी अदा पे इसी अदा इसी अदा पे अदा पे अदल करे थे थर थर कंबल ऊंचियां शाना वाले अदल करे थे थर थर कंबल ऊंचियां शाना वाले अदल करे थे ते बख्शे जावन मैं वर्गे मुकाले फजल करे ते बख्शे जावन मैं फजल करे ते बख्शे जावन मैं वर्गे इसी अदाओं में तेरी बिक गए हैं दीवाने खता हुई तो खता को छुपा लिया तूने जहाँ 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 मेरे कदमों में लफ्ज़ से आई जहाँ जहाँ मेरे कदमों में लफ्ज़ से आई जहाँ जहाँ ओ जहाँ जहाँ ओ जहाँ जहाँ
दरगाह
Our culture and our religion is so ingrained with humanity that it reminds us what is humanity and that we are here to serve humanity. I just love the what is preserved in Qawwali in traditional music, and what I see in the Quran I rediscover in Qawwali, and this is just a privilege to be part of this culture.
What a powerful and moving song called Main Kya Tha. The main line translates to, what was I and what have you made me into? Main kya tha aur mujhe kya bana diya tune? A terrific question that speaks to Allah's transformative power over us. As the last 2 years have shown us, life is not permanent and plans can be changed at any time. By submitting to the greater design, we invite humility and peace into our lives. Thank you to Faizan for his touching words about Qawwali and the need to preserve its valuable lessons and connection for generations to come. Similarly, our next performer will connect you to an ancient sound and show why it continues to win hearts and minds. Ornob Sheikh is a multi-instrumentalist who teaches music and takes workshops on communication with the nervous system. Hearing has always been his dominant sense. He listens to nature, chaos, conversations, different moods, and interprets them into music. He has always been inspired by the power of music as a mode of self-expression and communication. Music is another form of language for him, to create a conversation with people without the confusion of words. Tonight, he will show us his favorite instrument, the sharod, and tell us of its history. Please enjoy Ornob Sheikh.
Hi everyone, today I'll introduce you with this Eastern classical instrument called sharod. It has evolved from a smaller instrument called rabab, which was widely played in Afghanistan and surrounding region. Over the last couple of centuries, it slowly migrated from Afghanistan to India when a horse trader and musician brought rabab to India, and it slowly evolved to a bigger frame, and with some more intricate changes is turned into this instrument called sharud. Now, one of the beautiful things about this instrument is it doesn't have any fret, as you can see. It's also one of the things that makes this instrument harder to learn in the beginning. However, once the muscle memory kicks in, it creates one of the finest sound. Now I'll play a piece to show the beauty of this instrument, and it is dedicated to peace, love and solidarity.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you, Ornob, for that delightfully meditative piece. There is something transcendental about such a performance, and we're grateful to Ornob for sharing his space and talents with us. And this brings us to the end of stage 1, Remembrance. We now move to reflection. A key ingredient in planning the way forward is to understand where we stand today. By taking time to reflect on the art forms, mentalities, ambitions, and weaknesses of our collective human identity, we stand to gain knowledge of ourselves to better visualize our future. The artists in this section have captured the essence of modern art forms and the present digital age, encompassing art forms like mural painting, poetry, photography, and storytelling. This section is about painting an honest picture of our world today and opening up necessary conversations about how we interact with one another. The ideas presented here may feel challenging, and if you feel upset or confronted by what is presented here, I invite you to reflect on what aspect of the art and what aspect of your lived experience are at odds with one another. Leave your feedback in the chat box to the right and discuss with other viewers as well. And of course, if you need any support during these trying times, please don't hesitate to reach out to SalamFest on the social media channels made available. Our first artist in our reflection stage is Mysha Islam. Mysha is a photographer who, like most of us, faced extreme hardship during the coronavirus lockdowns in Melbourne over the past 2 years. Instead of shutting down as a creative, Mysha took to viewing life through the lens of her camera and has prepared a photographic essay titled Our Lockdown Days. Thank you, Mysha, for this honest and hopeful snapshot of what we're going through. It's important to relate to the highs and lows, the wins and losses of going through this experience, and remembering that we're in it together. Our next artist is Sumaira Tazeen. Sumaira is a Canadian visual artist, educator, and curator of Pakistani origin. She received her BFA in miniature painting and sculpture from the National College of Arts, Lahore, in 1996. Since then, her work has been exhibited in established group and solo exhibitions across South Asia, the United States, Canada, Europe, and the Middle East, and has been presented to such influential figures as Queen Elizabeth II and Princess Rania of Jordan. Tazeen is the recipient of a number of awards for her work. She's continuing her practice in Canada and has previously been the 2018 Artist in Residence for the City of Kitchener. Her work is part of international public and private art collections. Today, she will be presenting her body of work along with the history of the practice of miniature paintings. SalamFest, this is Sumaira Tazeen.
Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sumaira Tazeen. I am a visual artist, basically originating from Pakistan, and I live in Canada. I've been here for the past almost 10 years, and I've graduated from National College of Arts in being trained in traditional arts of South Asian miniature painting. It's basically the traditional practice that has been done for many, many centuries in our region, but that training has been converted into a contemporary expression. And I create art that is inspired from the technique and the medium, and sometimes the symbology and imagery. So that's what it is about. And I would like to give a small presentation that will just talk about the artwork that I do. And that's myself with my son. I'm a single parent. So the region I'm talking about is basically South Asia, and it contains India, Pakistan, and also the area beyond, which is like Persia and Turkey and all that area. So this art was done in this region, and I was trained in this practice. It's basically a small paintings, and so the history goes back to the Persia and China, and I would say that these are the small paintings with a lot of details, and these used to be book illustrations mostly. There's a lot of details and a lot of use of calligraphy along with the illumination, and the style is very the imagery is being done in a very stylized manner. So it brought this art brought in to India basically through Mughal kings, and then it was practiced along with the Persian and Indian artists, and it turned into a different school of thought. So every region practices its own style of painting, which is different than each other in terms of, you can say, the line practice, the colors, the landscape, the attire, everything is sort of different than each school. It varies from the region. So this practice is done usually in a traditional manner in karkhana and or the workshops. Basically, we still practice the same tradition and make our own materials that are, especially the brush. And that brush is made out of a squirrel hair because that was in abundance in that region, and it's the soft hair. Sometimes the cat hair is also being used in Persia. It's a very fine brush that brings on the soft and supple line of the miniature painting technique. We make our own pigments and colors, especially I use my own pigments in my artwork. I mix them with the water-based mediums and then use it. So there's a traditional way of keeping the paints in terms of shells. And this is the easy to contain palette as to my understanding. There's a lot of use of gold paint. It's called Halkari, and in English it's gilding basically. And the term is, whatever terms that we use in miniature painting are taken from Persian art practice. So this is gilding, the application of gold leaf. There's a lot of application of gold leaf in my artwork. My art practice is basically, this art was revived at National College of Arts, and Ustad Bashir Ahmed was the main force behind bringing in the art in a new different manner. And then Shazia Sikandar took on from there and actually introduced it into the international art world. It's basically the artists that are working in this medium are more sort of practicing with their own expression, but experimenting with the ideas that they all have in their understanding. So I will jump, my work is basically done inspired from miniature painting, but the concepts and the themes that I take are from my personal life, you can say. And so the thing is that I work with, I'm not a feminist, but yes, I do talk about the issues mostly related to women. And I have worked a lot on the idea of marriages in Pakistan, the way marriages have been arranged. I have worked a lot of I've made a lot of painting on the issue of dowry, because I was mostly against out of it. I work with the social issues. I always say that art is your personal expression, but whenever it goes out in the gallery or in the public space, it becomes a general norm because people can relate to it, right? So basically, this artwork has been inspired from the miniature paintings in which a king is standing in the middle, and all around there's a border that signifies a garden of heavens, right? So this, the idea, and because the Mughal kings used to call themselves, if you go back in the history, they used to call themselves as the kings or the gods, and then Akbar started Deen-e-Ilahi and all that concepts. So that's how the idea of heavens or Hasht Behesht came into the practice of Mughal miniature paintings. In the same show, I created a garden, and I actually painted those flowers in the on the wall as a mural. And this was a collaborative project with an artist, Abdullah Sayed. He actually, if you can see that there is a small light and some kind of a writing in there. Right? So that writing says in Urdu, "Yahan art karna mana hai." It was a comment on the wall graffiti that you see all around in our culture and in our country, right? So it was a challenge for me how to take this script. If he says that yahan art karna mana hai, so what shall I do? So I thought to create that garden that goes along with the concept that I was talking about. So I created that garden. And in 2012, I came to Canada, and I was already working on the idea of garden, right? So I took the idea of, this is the work that was displayed at an art gallery of Mississauga here in Canada. And I did a huge 10 by 10 feet gilding pattern of a sunflower. Sunflower has existed in my work earlier as well, but I was talking on the comment of the immigrants that come here in the country, and with the concept of sabz bagh, the grass is greener, right? It's the concept that everything will be goody good once you move to a country from like a third world country to a first world country, right? But all of us has to go through a process of struggle, and especially with the women who are of a South Asian background, who are culturally not aware of working in the outside environment. So this is the work that I actually did. It's an installation that was done in Pakistan for my solo show at VM Art Gallery. And I had actually gilded the flowers all around the wall and created a garden. And I was talking about the idea of immigrants who move from one country to another. And there are several videos that were playing inside. And the videos were basically the happy videos. And there were interviews of women that talk about different struggles that they go through while they come to a different country. And I worked with immigrant women, and I asked them to paint hope for them. So it was a positive way of dealing with these ideas. And I just introduced my miniature technique into the artwork that they created. I did workshops. And it's always a good when you move to a different country, you get a different perspective because you tend to get to meet different people. And I use the idea of bush biting as well, which just talks about taking out your frustrations and anger, because biting is when you actually angry or something, you clench your teeth or just stay angry. Yeah, so I asked people to do all these bitings for me. And then I created an artwork with that. It was actually the mark making. I was just talking about the idea of making marks with a tool that shows that the idea of frustration, because in that struggle of survival, you get a lot of issues that are related to domestic violence. And that brings frustration and anger that I wanted to display. So I created these works. When there's a negative, there's always a positive aspect to it. So I was just complying my hope, which is the symbol of iris, together with anger and frustration. And the symbol or the imagery is basically the same flower that has been taken from the miniature painting, actual Mughal painting borders. So this iris motifs is being taken from there. And so that's created a chaos with that same iris flower. So this is my journey, and I hope it talks about what I'm trying to say through my artwork. And I have my website. I'm on Google. You can just look up my name, and that's about it.
So yeah, thank you so much for sharing your perspective and that journey. And it's really immense to kind of hear that. How do you see the intersect of, I guess, like garden imagery and flora, and that intersect with the traditional, and how you've modernized that?
In the Islamic concept, garden is basically Jannat. Jannah is a garden that is full of abundance with everything, whatever you want. So I feel that if that garden is up there, so everybody may get it, but you create that garden for yourself here in this world as well.
That's beautiful. What do you see as being essential as we renew and come into a new phase of humanity, of Islam, of art in 2022?
I think positivity and honesty is the main thing that we all should show and portray. in any field. Whatever you are doing, you have to show the positive side that you have as a Muslim, obviously, as a human, which is very important, because if you see the whole system and that how the Muslims have been taken that way. So I would say that showing your positive attitude and that's a positive way. That's how I would see.
Terrific. Well, Sumaira, thank you so much for presenting, for participating in SalamFest, and for sharing very unique yet very common sense perspective today. I'm very excited for what the future holds for you, inshallah, as well, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best too. So I would just say in my presentation by saying thank you to SalamFest, to Mashood, to introduce me to all of you and my artistic practice, and I wish you all the best of everything. And inshallah, your festival will be great. Take care.
Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Khuda hafiz.
Thank you, Sumaira, for that enlightening experience and a critical journey through what it means to be a migrant in today's society. There is a depth to the work of creating gardens where you go, and it's refreshing to hear the honesty and rawness of her expression regarding her struggles with trying to manage a family and her artistic business through the migrant lens. Our next presentation also focuses in on contemporary issues, namely of beauty standards. This Pakistani artist has presented a series of paintings accompanied by a poetry recitation that responds to negative self-talk and talk around body image. It's short and sweet, and there is a full circle element of self-love and acceptance to be had for those paying close attention. Please enjoy Rutaba Sayyid.
I'm sorry I don't impress you or act the way you want. I'm sorry I'm not pretty enough or have much to flaunt. But I wasn't born to be a sin to you or be the standard you want. Today, I grow out of this and be what I want. Better skin, better body, better clothes. Why, oh why, didn't you let me wonder? A good heart is what I should want.
SalamFest, it's been an honor curating this lineup tonight. And I faced a slight inner challenge, trying to decide whether or not to include some pieces of music that I'd been preparing over the past few years. One piece in particular speaks to our present moment, and for that reason, I've made the decision to include a performance exclusively recorded for SalamFest of 2 tracks of my own. I hope that you'll enjoy this contemporary hip-hop interpretation of our present state, both of what's going on in the world and also what I'm going through in my state right now. SalamFest, this is Emkew.
Assalamu alaikum, SalamFest. It's Emkew. I'm very excited to be sharing some songs with you today about the journey that I've been going through. These past 2 months, life's brought me back home to Pakistan, and I wanted to share that with you by way of the song Detour. I took the scenic route. You know that seeing's believing, and I used to be blinded by feelings of fear and doubt. Now I'm on scene and I'm reeling to shout it out. Religion or deen, it's got the same meaning, and now I can't live without. Hear me out, God isn't just a celebrity making us follow through every step of a recipe. Human divinity, breath of the maker, makes us move A to B. Isn't it plain to see? Follow your course to follow his plan. You got your own, and every woman and every man, the journey's the same, but each path is a branch. Mine used to be random, worry about looking all handsome, holding my health to a ransom, or reckless abandon. Look what that has done. Dropped out of uni 3 times, my grades always bleak, never got overseas. Moved overseas to escape from my problems, and now I can see the problems with me. Thought I was having fun growing up, so how it's blowing up like it's some C4. I took the long way around, and now I've been found, cause it's only a detour. Now I'm just trying to be more. I was misguided just before, on the way down like a seesaw, long way around like a detour. Long way around like a detour. Now I'm just trying to be more. Long way around like a detour, yep. Who else feels like they've been on a detour these past 2 years, right? This life is so filled with distraction, no navigation, only inaction. That's why when they hate, all they get is reactions. Idle believers, so quick to their anger, thinking their rage and disdain of the ways to display your love for your faith. Blink and you'll miss all the tricks that they get us to ditch from our ways, so don't get complacent. Thought I was fighting for justice, but anger is just as destructive as hate. I took the long way around, and now I've been found, cause it's never too late. Now I'm just trying to be more. I was misguided just before, on the way down like a seesaw, long way around like a detour, yep. Long way around like a detour. Now I'm just trying to be more. Long way around like a detour. Now I'm just trying to be more. Saturday school as a kid, didn't know why, it didn't make sense. Try as I might, I could never fit in. I struggled with friends, did not comprehend the fact that we're learning about heaven and hell, while everyone else is living in sin. Struggles with them made it harder to want to be good for a goddamn God I don't get. In a sense, this is innocence lost, my innocence of what's right and what's wrong. Oh, the light, how it shone, and I thought it was gone. Couldn't stand it for long, so I'm writing this song and I'm fighting my thoughts. Temptation is strong, but I got my resolve. Take every chance to say once and for all, no voicemail for heaven, I'll answer the call, yo. Now I'm just trying to be more. Long way around like a detour. Aren't we all? Now I'm just trying to be more. Long way around like a detour. So that's a song I've had kicking around for a while, and it's really been in my head these past 2 months, because kind of out of nowhere, life just came and hit me, and I moved over to Pakistan, and that in its own way is a detour, but then it feels like my life in Australia was the detour, and this is where I'm meant to be. And it's all about perspective. It's all about the places that we're in, the places that we're trying to get to. So it feels amazing to be a part of SalamFest, to be thinking about renewal. What is it that I want to start new and start fresh? And what are the things that I guess we're preserving, or the patterns that we're falling into over and over and over again? And this next song is one that I wrote about halfway through lockdown, and present it to a small group of people among Vibe Union, and I'm really excited to get to share it with you all here today. It's called Here We Go Again. The beat comes from a producer named Jesse Jackson, and it was just about capturing the level of frustration of this kind of loop that you seem to fall into in life during lockdown. Here we go again. Yeah. Here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again. Gotta beat it or repeat it when it go again. Here we go again. Here we go again. Gotta beat it or repeat it when it go again. Oh my God. Here we go again. Lock the door, hope it go away. Here is where I'll stay, sunshine or rainy day. Front line to the unkind thoughts of my dumb mind when it goes astray. I thought I got out, I thought that I knew what I'm talking about. I've been in a drought, with clouds that are casting a shadow of doubt. Been playing the same game like those in the mainframe. A pro with the blame game, it's a damn shame getting waylaid. So here I go again, lost my code, now I'm so dependent. Last time through it was copacetic, now it's jury, no defendant. Here I go again, times have changed but I'm chained to habits. Mind is strained and I'm chained to habits. Okay, you say like a raven savage, okay you've had it. Patterns keep repeating like an encore. Stuck inside this show, can't take it on tour. Time and time again I take the onslaught, and I'm on all fours, and I don't want more. Here I go again, here we go again. Gotta beat it or repeat it when it go again. Here we go again, here we go again. Gotta beat it or repeat it when I tried to speed it up, but everything goes slow again. I'm older than I was, but then again I acted bolder than the way I was. I lent a shoulder, told a friend this too shall pass, but now I'm asking for it all to end. This deja vu got me feeling like I'm Descartes, thinking, staring at the ceiling, watching snakes on a plane part 2. Cut to hours on couches, am I drowning or lounging, digging around in that pouch for something brown with my mouth. It's trying to dull the pain, trying to pass the time. Holy book, the special K, passages and lines, packages arrive. Don't know what I'm buying, but I'm stuck online, asking for a sign, asking why I don't know if I'm fine. Mobile hasn't rung 2:15. Skipped another run, getting dark soon. Don't know where to run, who to talk to, and I don't want to. And now it's late, too late, too late, too late, too late, too late, too. Gotta beat it or repeat it when it go again. Here we go again, here we go again. Gotta beat it or repeat it when it go again. Here we go again, here we go again. Gotta beat it or repeat it when it go again. Here we go again, here we go again. Gotta beat it or repeat it when it go again. Thank you, SalamFest. Thank you to everyone out there who's holding your head up high, keeping things going, whether it's in a loop or whether trying something new. It's all on you. Peace.
Thank you for allowing me a moment to share some of my own music with you as well. It's an honor to be a part of this team, and an honor to be put alongside other artists putting forward such exemplary ideas of what Islamic arts should be. Our history informs our present. It defines how we got to today. And today is the history of tomorrow. The world of 2022 and beyond is shaped by the thoughts, actions, words, and expressions of now. Having remembered our past and reflected on our present, we have an understanding of a world trending towards friction, difficulty, and strife. We have heard from 3 women in different parts of the world sharing their difficulties with the present state. And yet we hear of hope for a brighter future. We've begun to piece together the need for collective, collaborative, and love-centric art for the world to come. It is now time to renew. From the ashes of these difficult past 2 years, we look forward now to the world of tomorrow. This is an opportunity to renew, our relationships, our expectations, our modes of expression. These next performances seek to do exactly that. They combine our past and our present to renew our relationships with technology and others as they push the boundaries of what's expected. Our next performance comes from Ananda Dance Group. They will be combining Rahat Fateh Ali Khan's Saso Ki Mala Pe with traditional forms of South Asian dance. This performance presents a new mode for presenting choreographed dance by combining 3 separate dances in different parts of the world with traditional music and dance forms into a streamlined, breathtaking experience.
अपने मन की मैं जानूं और पी के मन की राम सांसों की माला पे सिमरूं मैं पी का नाम पी का सांसों की माला पे सिमरूं मैं बेगाना प्रेम के रंग में ऐसी डूबी प्रेम के रंग में ऐसी डूबी बन गया एक ही रूप प्रेम की माला सांसों की माला पे सिमरूं मैं पी का नाम पी का नाम प्रेम पे जब से पिया है प्रेम प्याला जब से पिया है जी का है ये हाल अंगारों पे नींद आ जाए कांटों पे आराम सांसों की माला पे सांसों की माला पे सांसों की माला पे सिमरूं मैं पी का नाम पी का नाम पी का नाम पी का नाम
On the song's meaning, it's touching that it's about breath, something that we've become quite fearful of in the past 2 years. This song, presented in this way, is a reminder to savor every breath and to turn our attention and intention on the breath towards love. For the Sufis among us, our beloved is our creator. But I ask you, in the audience, who is your beloved? Whom do you hold so dear that you would bead their name on the garland of your breath? Our next group, Soundscape, features a SalamFest favorite, Renewal. They will present us 2 pieces of music that I know you're going to enjoy. Having heard from Ornob about the history and importance of traditional instruments like the sharod, our next performers will reinterpret their playing and context to envision a future of traditional folk music. Soundscape is a group bound together by passion for ethnic music, created in Shanghai in 2009 and now located in Melbourne, Australia. A truly international mix of musicians with earthy, tender, sweet, yet full of energy sound. Soundscape is an organic musical masala, where East meets the rest. Soundscape is made up of Reno Gay and Keshav Yoganathan. Organic sounds of ethnic instruments is a great medium for expressing emotions in a raw, unpolished form, and Soundscape does exactly that. The earthy telluric sound of didgeridoo mixes with hypnotic mood of harmonium, Indian vocals and flutes add flowing, melodious lines. All that is accompanied by dynamic percussion, making Soundscape's performance a great experience. They'll be presenting 2 pieces, Remembrance on the Al-Aqsa and Tabla, a Sindhi folk tune paying homage to traditional forms, and Equinox, performed on the Chinese hulusi and mridangam, which is a modern exploration of traditional sounds and an invitation to imaginary travel. What a gripping and exhilarating performance. By reinterpreting traditional pieces of music and traditional instruments, Soundscape have begun to shape the future of music without losing sight of its rich history. We now come to our final performance for this evening. In our quest to change the world around us and seek new meanings, we often forget to look inwards, to the center. If all of history began with a big bang, a singular moment of creation, then surely we are all connected to that divine moment, the source of all life. Our journeys out into the world can only fulfill us so much, but if we seek to renew the world around us, we need to renew our relationship with the self. This next performance is an incredible, special collaboration between two beloved artists of SalamFest. Harsakhia is a group of singers from Lahore, Pakistan, who have performed all over the world and collaborated with a range of artists. Their work explores Sufi ideas of the divine and is about enriching the very sound of humanity with lush harmonies and gorgeous interpretations of traditional poetry. They accompany this dance by Wahab Shah and members of the Wahab Shah School of Dance. This piece, simply titled Kalam, features a costume that speaks to the central nature of self, where the chaos that rules around us is still separate from the unknowable, infinite, inward self, symbolized by the black that's worn underneath. This contemporary dance routine and costume, coupled with the traditional music forms and patterns, creates a perfect harmony for combining our past and present to renew our sense of expression into the future. Please enjoy this introduction by Amma Bina Jawad from Harsakhia before our final presentation for the night, Kalam, by Wahab Shah, and filmed by MHM Films.
तो इस मेन मकसद तो दुनिया का यही है कि आप आते हैं इस घड़ोली को भरना, to make this complete, and it is not made complete by materialism and capitalism and दुनिया. No, those are distractions. इसने खुद ब खुद यहाँ से भरना है, because every journey is within and every person within is the universe. तो उसने अपने आप को चेक करना है, उसने अपने आप को चेक करना है और उसने अपने आप को कंप्लीट करते जाना है. एंड ये जो अंदर बैठा हुआ है, डिवाइन अंदर बैठा हुआ है ना, बाहर तो है, बाहर भी है, जगह है, मगर सबसे करीब हमारे तो अंदर है. तो उस डिवाइन को एक्सेप्ट करना है, सरेंडर करना है एंड मेक इट टुगेदर विद दिस होलिस्टिक बॉडी जो सी है, विद द मेंटल एंड द इमोशनल, उसको कंप्लीट करना है. तो दैट इज द ये गीत है.
ए घड़ोली वे किंगरियां वाली वे, ए घड़ोली वे किंगरियां वाली वे, भरसा कल में बिना ए भला मैनू भर के जवाबी ख्वाजा सैद जलाल, ख्वाजा सैद जलाल. ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह, ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह. रांझन में रावे गुड़ दी रोड़ी, रावे गुड़ दी रोड़ी वे, महते मटरी शराब वे, भला मैनू भर के जवाबी वे, ख्वाजा सैद जलाल, ख्वाजा सैद जलाल. चकल चकली वे गुनु सोहे वे, चकल चकली वे Khaja Said Jalal, Khaja Said Jalal. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. Aap bhare saame bharan na de saame, aap bhare सावे भरन न दे सावे, भर सांचा देना वे भला मैनू भर के चबावी रे। खाजा सैद जलाल, खाजा सैद जलाल, खाजा सैद जलाल। ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह, 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 ला
And so with that final leap inwards, we end this exploration of renewal. From remembering traditional art forms preserved for hundreds of years, to modern expressions reflecting on our present state and combining past and present to shape our future, this has been a very special presentation of Islamic arts from around the world. What does your future look like now that you've seen this? What has changed for you? Looking both within and without, what are the ideas, relationships, expectations, and expressions that you will seek to renew in 2022? SalamFest looks forward to a future where more arts are celebrated, championed, and appreciated. We thank you for your support by tuning in, keeping in touch, and sharing our posts. Congratulations and many thanks to our artists for helping to prepare such a deep exploration of this idea, despite the present state of the world. And a big thank you to all of SalamFest's volunteers who continue to work year-round to bring you great examples of Islamic arts from around the world. My name is Emkew. It's been a pleasure to be your host and curator for this digital edition of SalamFest. I hope we can do this in person again soon, inshallah. We hope you've had a wonderful SalamFest, and we wish you all the very best for the year to come. Have a happy new year. Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings upon all of you.
In Islamic concept, garden is basically Jannat.
Why, oh why, didn't you let me wonder? A good heart is what I should want.
Here we go again, here we go again. Gotta beat it or repeat it when it go again.
सांसों की माला पे, हाँ सांसों की माला पे सिमरूं मैं पी का नाम.